I have these aces with me and they're going to help us out now. You know, I need to actually have 3 cards selected. So if you would select one, that would be terrific. And if you would select one, that would be wonderful. And if between the two of you, could you decide on a 3rd card? That one right there? Sure. I like that. Perfect. You have all 3?
We do.
Wonderful. If you would place one of the cards, that one right there, right about the center of the deck. That's perfect. This one goes, the next one, right about there, which is slightly closer to the bottom of the deck. And now we'll give the cards a little shuffle. If you would drop your card, the last one right there. Now you've remembered all those cards, I hope.
Sure.
Excellent. Now you'll get to see how these aces are going to help us. Those cards right there. One at a time, in a very increasingly magical manner, they are going to find those cards. The Ace of Clubs is the first one. You see, all I do is cover him up with his brothers. And the first ace is gone somewhere into the deck. Watch now as the second one, the Ace of Spades. I cover him up. That gives me only 2 aces. Watch now as the third one. All I do is cover that Ace of Diamonds, just like that. And there it is, the Ace of Hearts. As I shuffle these cards, if you don't mind, holding this card like that, wonderful. Just say stop at any moment.
Stop.
Put the card face down right there. I give the cards another shuffle. This time, would you just cast a small shadow across the cards? Excellent. And you see what happens is those aces right there have captured 3 cards. I do believe you will recognize them.
Oh my goodness.
Our mystery now at hand is the Collector's Mystery. It uses the 4 aces and the rest of the deck, of course. There is no preparation required to the rest of the pack. All you have to do is bring the 4 aces out onto the table, and the 4 aces will be out already once you have done, say, a 4-ace cutting type of effect. So there they are. Now we have 3 cards to be selected by our audience. So you would have 3 people select cards. In fact, I never perform this mystery unless I have at least 3 spectators. It's best if each one of them picks a card. It's difficult if you have one person select 3 cards or have to have one person select at least 2 of them. It's just too confusing. So in this case, we will use these 3 cards in the explanation portion of our mystery. The 3 cards are, of course, returned to the deck individually, and for the first one, I always spread the cards over to about the halfway point and have the 3, in this case, returned. I always say, we'll put that one about the middle of the deck. In fact, let's bury it just a little deeper. I now do half of a double undercut. I riffle down half of that lower pack, bring it to the top, transferring the break back to the little finger. I can now casually spread these cards out, and now I ask for the second card. I'm going to do part of a riffle force almost, because I'm separating the pack at this point. So I run my thumb down the edge of the pack, separate the group at that point, and we say, we'll place your card a little bit lower in the pack. Of course, the card is actually going on top of the first controlled card. The cards come back together, and I hold a break, and now I do a cutting sequence to the table, as if to mix the cards further. I will now use a Hindu control for the last card. Remember, here are the 2 first cards already controlled. I now shuffle off, pulling off about an upper quarter of the pack. I ask for the card to be returned, and it goes right there. For the Hindu shuffle control, in the brief explanation here, remember your thumb, this thumb is protruding quite a bit over the edge of the pack. This will hold our break, as you can see, and now I shuffle off the rest of the cards into the left hand until finally I run out of cards above that break and the last pack is tossed on. Here are the 3 selected cards now. As I now bring the aces forward, talking about their magical qualities, I am going to gesture with one of these cards as I use it as a pointer. I push over the top 2 cards casually in my left hand, catching a break underneath the top of those 2 cards. The selected cards now on top of that break. The aces are scooped up, and we are now ready to proceed with the vanish of the aces. As I square these aces up, I'm going to pick up these 3 cards, so they are all as though I'm holding just the 4 aces. I don't lift these cards up and off because this is quite a thick pack. Just thumb off the first ace and drop the rest of the aces on top. So the audience believes that 3 aces are now covering the 4th ace. A little magic gesture, I thumb off 1, 2, and 3, and just like that, the first ace is gone. I run my thumb along the edge of this pack, saying down into the pack it goes. Be sure you don't riffle, allowing them to see the ace at the top, of course. Down into the pack it goes. The next ace is about to go. As I gesture, I catch a break under this card right here. I scoop these aces back up and I thumb them off 1, 2, and 3. I have my break, scooping up 5 cards at this point. Apparently only 3. I thumb off the next ace. 1 goes on top. I square these, a little magical wave, and take a peek. Only 2 aces are now left. It looks as though one of the next aces, of course, disappeared somehow into the deck. As I'm casually showing just these 2 cards, you can easily squeeze off that 1 card and catch a little finger break. I do this by turning my hand slightly to the side and allowing it to rest on these fingers on the table. Look, the second ace has disappeared, I exclaim. I have just caught a break, and now I pick up these 3 cards. Apparently I'm holding just 2 aces. Remember, there's one of the selected cards. I square this up, a little rub. Now I can slide that 1 ace back. The next ace, the 3rd one, has disappeared apparently into the pack. I now offer this ace face down to a spectator. I turn the balance of the pack face up. I'm going to do a Hindu shuffle just with these top cards. I tell my audience I will shuffle through the cards, and if you would, in a moment, just say stop as I shuffle the cards. Now that I have shown them that, I grab the entire pack and begin shuffling. Remember, this is where everything is hiding at this moment. I shuffle off small groups of cards, asking a spectator to say stop. When they do, I ask them to replace that ace into the pack. The audience places the ace face down. These cards now go on top, and I allow them to go completely flush. I pick up just a few cards at the top here so it doesn't disturb the actual order of the cards in the middle, and I give just a tiny bit of an extra shuffle. Now, in the center of the deck, what you actually have at this point is, of course, the 4 aces with selected cards between them. Your audience will have no idea that this is even there. I now take the rest of the cards, place them on the table, pause for a moment, a little magical pass, and when I ribbon spread these cards on the table, suddenly the audience sees the revelation of the 4 aces appearing in the middle of the pack. There they are. The 4 aces have captured 3 cards between them. I allow them to spread out in my hand, and then when I turn them over, I say, I do believe you will recognize them. And there is the finish to your mystery. Now, if you wish to add a little bit of drama to it, of course, you can draw these out one at a time and turn them over 1, 2, and 3. And that ends the final punch to your collector's mystery. Let's give a real fast recap just on this one part. These are on the top, and you have a break. The 4 aces are in your hands. You square them all together, thumb off 1. The first ace has disappeared. You can spread these over a little bit. Careful you don't flash the ace. You square these up again, you thumb this off. The second ace has disappeared. Catch a break under this card. The aces are disappearing one at a time. This card now goes into the pack with a shuffle. You turn this all over, a magical gesture, and there are the aces in the middle, having captured 3 cards. Ladies and gentlemen, our collectors, I thank you.